Hello, fellow warriors against consensus reality. Lovers of truth, wisdom, the esoteric path. Lovers of irreverence and sarcasm. Slayers of two-faced, hypocritical, butthurt gobshites. Everywhere. Oh, what a wonderful, lazy Saturday morning. Gobshite-free. Snooty Sydney person infecting our local area free. You know, the kind of people that wear their sort of trendy new special little fitness outfits and jog past at 6 o'clock in the morning talking at the tops of their fucking voices. Yeah. The ones that, this is the funniest part, when I'm walking up to the bus stop or the train station and they're happening to walk down on the same side of the street, they see me and they move to the other side of the street. And that's the kind of reaction I love from these gobshites. I really do. Get out of my fucking way. That's right. I'm laughing because I saw this clip by one of my favourite content creators, Nerdrotic, and dealing with the whole Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series Lucasfilm fiasco. And they showed a clip of Kathleen Clueless, who did I suck off to get this job, Kennedy, and it was recording her little thing for whatever it was a couple of years ago now, whatever, and she was reading from a monitor. I wrote what she was supposed to say. Now, it said the words fade in. In other words, you know, you guys who know video editing, where the video fades in and then her spiel begins. Now, the thing is, she actually read those words out, which she wasn't supposed to do. So you've got her in a really serious voice saying, fade in. And as some of you may be aware, I'm using this as an example because it very, very clearly illustrates the clown world that we're all living in at the moment. And yeah, and I'll share my thoughts about the clown world in a moment. But I should say updated thoughts on the clown world. But it just goes to show that with this idea of putting people in charge of anything, hiring a person for an acting job or whatever it is, any kind of position of import, CEO, whatever it may be, based solely on the fact that they have a mucousy hole between their legs, shows the state of our modern entertainment industry. Because Kathleen Kennedy has no fucking idea what she's doing. She took a $4 billion beloved franchise, guaranteed money-making machine, and turned it into a fucking laughingstock. Yes, I'm talking about Star Wars. Turned it into a fucking laughingstock. All she did, and of course, you know, she's connected to Steven Spielberg and all these big names. All she did was bring them coffee. She had no idea what she's doing. She's fucking stupid. Some of the brain dead junkies I see in the mall have more brains than her. Okay, the ones that you want to hear a really cringeworthy Australian accent, listen to a junkie in the mall. Wow, I swear these people just talk through their noses. If they ever have sinuses, they're fucked. Right? In fact, one of the people I was talking to where I used to work, or and online, I've heard this twice now, saying, oh, you don't sound Australian enough. And I said, well, thank you for the compliment. And they didn't, of course, know how to take it. I thought, oh, no, I'm Australian. No, I'm not Australian. Not once in my years of living in this country have I ever called myself Australian. Neither will I. This is just where I was taken when I was too small to have my own thoughts. And never put an Australian flag anywhere, which is really the British colonial flag anyway. In case you haven't noticed, Australians, that's the Union Jack in the top left-hand corner, right? Neither have I felt this country to be home at all. And it never will be. And as soon as I'm able, and assuming my life purpose aligns with my karmic patterns and the trajectory of my life, hopefully I can move somewhere rural in Europe somewhere and thumb my nose at this convict settlement I call Australia. But I digress. See, what happens when you hire someone based exclusively on the genitalia is that they become a total laughingstock, and then of course they produce a TV show based on one of the, if not the most beloved character in the Star Wars universe, and totally make it into a cringeworthy joke, to the point where they know it's crap, and to cover up the fact that it's crap, they use a tactic which has been used for the last few years more and more, namely, you put a dark-skinned woman, you know, the typical angry black American woman, all right, in a role, in a prominent role in a film or TV series, and if a person levels any kind of warranted criticism at a said TV series or film, oh, they're branded racist. No, she's a crap actress. She's got a real fucking attitude problem. It's a crappy character. It's a totally shit written story arc and storyline. It turns Obi-Wan Kenobi into a total cuck and a fucking simping joke, to the point where the wonderful Jedi Knight is now being told what to do by a 10-year-old mouthy little cunt. Yes, I'm talking about 10-year-old Leia, right? I don't know why you Americans mispronounce words. I don't. Je ne comprends pas. Leia, not Leia. Alright, Beta, no. Alpha, Vita, Gamma, Delta, alright? For fuck's sake. If you're going to pronounce words properly, do it properly. I know. You've got a real problem with the language being called English because it's a language of the redcoats. I know, right? But that's the language you chose to speak. Okay? So it's pointless changing the spelling of certain words to make it more American now. There is no American language. Unless you're going to start using any one of the hundreds of, if not thousands of Native American dialects. Okay? Right. Let's carry on, shall we? So, the problem is, that's happening everywhere. Star Trek. Even those poor Robert Jordan Wheel of Time fans. Amazon totally shat on that TV series as well. Halo fans, I feel for you as well. Trekkers, Star Wars fans, Doctor Who fans, like fuck, right? Some of us have been watching the fucking show since like 1976. And to see it turned into the laughingstock that it is now, I just shake my head. There are days when I think, can we go back to the days when Australian TV was British? Before Alf and Who's the Boss and all that fucking garbage came out. I'm sorry, but I'd much rather watch the Benny Hill Show and Porridge than Who's the Boss and Alf. Right? What the fuck were you thinking? Or Growing Pains with Mike Seaver, who's a Bible fucking moron now. Okay? But there it is. Now, when they do that to a certain film franchise, TV series, whatever it is, they know that the people, real, fully functioning, working people with actual money to spend, with disposable income to spend, we're all turning away in droves. We're not giving you money anymore. Well, look what happened to Netflix during the last couple of months, right? And they're realizing, oh fuck, they're they've hit a major financial artery, and the blood, the financial blood, is pouring out heavily. There's no staunching it with one of those special bandage pads. Okay. Now now that they're facing financial ruin, they're finally thinking, oh, okay, crap, we better get rid of all this woke crap that we have in the works. Well, I'm sorry, but it's too late. Some of you may have, with multiple streaming services, might have noticed that you're spending less time watching Netflix. Well, yeah, there's a reason for that. I mean, for me, I've got 2, maybe 3 or 4 favourite TV shows that I actually have on there now, and I'm in the process of collecting the entire DVD collections of that anyway, so I really won't need it too much longer. But there it is. I mean, this is what happens when you cease making things about hell, even the most crude motivation, profit. All right, because this woke bullshit, this clown world agenda, propaganda in entertainment bullshit, isn't making them money. I don't care how many billions of dollars Jeff Bezos has. People aren't going to spend money on that crap. Wheel of Time totally backfired. People are shitting all over Halo. Rings of Power is going to be a shit show already. Dead on arrival, we know that already. Have you seen the pictures of Lenny Henry as a quote-unquote hobbit, even though there were no hobbits there in the first and second age? Oh, fucking dear. One of my other favourite content creators, Disparu, he says, look what they've done to the poor bloke. And those of us who have been watching British TV for a long time know exactly who Lenny Henry is and how fucking hilarious he was at his peak. But anyway, it is what it is. Now you might ask, okay, why the fuck do they do that? Knowing full well that they're losing money. Well, the thing is, a lot of these companies, Disney, blah, blah, Warner, whatever, they've had the idea of being taken over by the clown world agenda to purposely take part in this. It's all part of their agenda, is destroying, destabilizing, and every trace of human culture. Now, of course, in this day and age, entertainment is a big part of it, unfortunately. It used to be literature and art and music as well, but in this day and age of mindless throwaway consumerism, it's entertainment, film, TV, etc. Which is kind of sad, because there are some of us who still have our classical European cultural sensibilities in place even now, and have no problem switching to, reading Herodotus, histories, to William Blake, to Charles Dickens, to Mary Shelley, and so on. Listen to a little bit of Beethoven, perhaps. Get out one of our Vincent van Gogh. I don't care how the Dutch pronounce it. This is how I pronounce it. I pronounce it the French way, so fuck you. Vincent van Gogh books, and have a look at some of the wonderful artworks that I've loved almost all my life. But unfortunately, less people are doing that, and more people are stupid, mindless consumers. And I've seen people whom I've instantly lost respect for upon seeing the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi said, mind blown. And I'm thinking, okay, unsubscribe, there goes my channel membership, Patreon, whatever. I'm out of here. I'm sorry, but no, if you're going to be that fucking stupid, you're not worth my money or my time. Now, of course, those of you who've seen my videos for a long time know exactly where I'm going to go now. See, I'm of the belief that with this whole, what I'm going to talk about now before I go, the whole clown world agenda, because basically they, quote unquote, this group of psychotic, multi-billionaire gobshites who are the ones controlling governments, so that even in a country like Australia, no matter who you vote for, The people really in control, the people controlling the politicians are the ones making the decisions. And of course, when you have state premiers and politicians who have shares in companies like Pfizer, and of course they're going to push the untested jab, aren't they? And of course suddenly we're seeing news reports of top-level world-class athletes dying of an unexplained heart attack, or an increasing number of women in their 30s and 40s are dropping dead for no good reason. Well, yeah, we know the reason, but it was just heavily suppressed and censored. Even the people who invented the mRNA technology to begin with, I forget what his name is now, heavily censored because they actually come out to speak the truth. Now, the truth isn't welcome in today's Orwellian nightmare world, which is what the clown world is. Yeah, it's 1984 coming to life. It was supposed to be a warning, not an instruction manual. And of course, we have smokescreens like the Ukraine and fuck knows what else they're going to come up with next. All because the same group of psychopaths who control the banking system and everything. And of course, when you have less people controlling newspapers and mainstream media, all forms of mainstream media, yeah, that's going to be a wee bit of a problem. Have you not seen Citizen Kane with Orson Welles? And of course, part of the agenda is to keep people poor and to keep people stupid as possible, because an educated populace is a dangerous populace. And of course, let's create this fake American Anglo-world race war, because nowhere else in any other country, in any other society or civilization is this black and white thing found. It's only in the Anglo, US, UK, that kind of world. Australia, Canada, New Zealand, that world. It's not found anywhere else. People don't give a fuck about what dark-skinned people in America do. Because for the simple fact is that everyone in the entire history of human civilization has been a slave to someone else at some point. Yeah, even us, right? Well, it happened to us a few times, but hey, I digress. And the last time it was with the fucking Turks. So yeah, and within living memory, I might add. Can you say Cyprus 1974? So yeah, there's going to be those of us who are Hellenes who are going to have a problem with the fake country called Turkey. And of course now they're wanting to rename it to the way they pronounce it, which it doesn't matter because you're a fucking fake country anyway, filled with brain-dead, idiotic Central Asian gobshites who are pretending to be European now. Stealing our culture, stealing Armenians' cultures, and fuck knows Kurds, and fuck knows who else you stole from, and creating this fake Ottoman dream, right? Well, can you sort of like just fuck off and crawl back to your Central Asian shitholes, please? Can we go back to... Well, let's go back to the ancient times, right? 5th, 4th century BCE. Can we go back there, please? No Christianity, no church, no Turks, no Bulgarians pretending that they're Macedonians, no Albanians, that they were fucking near the Caucasus, okay? No Turks pretending to be European. It was fucking awesome. Ionia. Can you say Ionia? Anatolia, right? Asia Minor? Hello? But I digress. And so part of this clown world agenda is to make people as stupid and lazy and totally dependent on the quote-unquote the machine for everything. And you might notice people, you can always tell, I know there's one of them at one of my beloved cafes. He's a typical example of what I'm talking about. Taking in only mainstream media news, of course, in other words, the propaganda machine, and so mindlessly parroting it as fact. So with the whole scamdemic that we all went through recently, he was just going through the whole spiel, not one single original thought in his own fucking head, not even one fucking question, even when he started to see the inconsistencies and the facts and information that the propaganda machine shared, which didn't fucking match up and didn't fucking make sense. I'm sorry, but there are those of us who are just not going to mindlessly believe the propaganda machine. No, because we see through it. And we're the ones that aren't dying of quote-unquote mysterious blood clots and freak heart attacks, right? I'm fully unjabbed and I'm fucking proud of it. Because I wasn't sucked in by it. And so part of it is to destroy the all-important family unit and the close-knit extended family unit. Because, of course, they want people... It's the old Byzantine trick, divide and conquer. Now, to do that, to keep people fighting and focus on each other instead of them and what they're really doing, let's keep people perpetually fighting. Let's churn out everything. So, around 2013-14, we started hearing this LGBTQ bullshit, this alphabet crap, which we never ever fucking heard before. And suddenly we heard pronouns and I identify as this, and you saw a biological man trying to fucking get a baby to suck on his teat. Like, pretending to be a woman. You're not a woman. You've got a dick. Deal with it. And you women, you've got a cunt. Deal with it. You're not a man. No matter how much you pretend to be a man, you're not a man. You want to be a man? Yeah, see how you're going divorce court. And the only reason why Johnny Depp won is because he had millions of dollars at his disposal to do so. Most men aren't that lucky. So most men's lives are destroyed by one line cunt. Because, you've got to believe all women. Right? Yeah, try to put a woman in charge of anything. Yeah, you get Kathleen Kennedy, right? You get idiotic things like that silly American TV show. Yeah, of course it's American. The View with Whoopi fuckwit Goldberg and all these other fucking mouthy cunts pretending to be intelligent who have no fucking idea about anything in their fucking life. And so let's destroy the all-important cohesion and social cohesion of the important family unit by sending a husband against the wife, and the children are going to be rebelling against the parents. And let's teach students from primary school age, if your parents do this, you need to call this number. All right? So they're taking away the important structure that's lasted for thousands upon thousands of years. The family and the extended family unit, all important. So yeah, uncles, aunties, grandparents were all very important in a child's life. Now, most of these poor young bastards do not even have a male role model in their life at all because they're raised by single mothers. What kind of men do you think they're going to turn into? But that's a whole different story. Now, the updated thing about this C.L.O.W.N thing before I go is I'm actually of the belief that there are higher laws and aspects at work in all levels of quote-unquote reality and consciousness, and everything ultimately works for the highest good of sentient beings and all levels of reality, and etc, etc, etc. Everything's a balance, and I believe this whole C.L.O.W.N thing that we're going through is one necessary aspect of, I suppose you can call it a cleansing, a rebalancing. Because for too long, thanks in no small part to the Abrahamic gobshite religions of the past fucking 2,000 years, which have totally fucking single-handedly destroyed the world and fucked it up and brought us to the situation we're in today. Because, of course, you don't have to fucking worry about what happens to the planet. God said that we are stewards of the planet, and therefore that means we can fucking kill and destroy and poison whatever the fuck we want. No, it doesn't mean that. Anyone with fucking half a brain will realise, we're all part of the greater ecosystem. And by extension, the other levels of consciousness and spiritual reality. And it's all interconnected. It's an infinite web of interconnecting strands. Not one strand is more important than the other. It's all interconnected together, working as a cohesive whole. Now, of course, The above mentioned clan world, they actually want to take the opposite aspect, namely malevolent chaos, and destroy things for the sake of destroying them because they feed on the energy that creates. Yes, there are such beings in the cosmos, right? To use my own word. But there it is. And so all you can do at the moment is laugh at it. Humour. We need humour now more than ever. You just laugh at the stupidity you see around it, because you're starting to realise the level and the depth of the stupidity, and rightly so, because it is. It's fucking stupid. We're all living in an insane asylum, even though we're not insane. It's like the ones who are actually giving us our daily meds and with the white coats, they're the ones that are insane, and we're the sane ones, right? And so all you can do, all you really have control of, first of all, is your thoughts, your own thoughts. You control your own thoughts. You control your own little world. Cocooning yourself in your own little world is the only way you're going to get through this crap. And I mean, considering where I live, that's a miracle in itself that I've lasted in this town for so long. And it's necessary. You have to, especially now with these 2 years of absolute madness, insanity. That's all you can really do. And enjoy the journey, and just enjoy taking the piss out of everyone and laughing at everyone, and enjoy interacting with people, even if it's through the comments section. Yes, it's very windy outside. Because there are people with a brain out there, and good people who are worth your time, which is why I still do these fucking rambling videos. Because you people are fucking legends. And even if it just makes one person think twice and do the work for themselves, hey, my job is done. As always, to speak the truth is a very lonely path. The heathen hammer wielding, Abrahamic gobshite slaying, irreverent, sarcastic lone wolf on guitar, 8.